welcome to Koshikka, and this is Dr.Mansi Tripathi. Now today I'm here not to share any tips or tricks with you, not any strategy or not any kind of video related directly to your education. But this video is something which may affect your overall education, your overall state of mind and your overall motivation in your journey for NEET, especially if you're a girl. The story today I'm going to share with you is the story of Dr. Anandi Joshi, the first female physician of India, the first woman to ever set her foot on a foreign land for attaining education, one of the first women from India who became doctors. This is the story of Dr. Anandi Joshi. Dr. Anandi Joshi was a typical 9-year-old girl, a small child, but the difference was that she was married off at that age. She got married off to a person who was 25 years old. Yes, 20 years older than her. But it was common those days for the girls to get married to much older men. However, this man was not an ordinary man. He was a man who married this 9-year-old only on one condition, that she would continue her education post-marriage. This was the motivation that husband gave to his future wife. However, she was a typical little child, not much interested in studies. She didn't want to study very much, right? But her husband continuously forced her to study because he knew that she could make a mark for herself. He could see that kind of shine, that charisma in her, but she was unaware of her own capabilities. Her husband, Mr. Joshi, he forced her to study, but she was least interested. Until one fine day when her life changed forever. It was the day when the 14-year-old Anandi conceived and her son died just 10 days post her delivery. After 10 days of living, that small child, when he lost his life in his mother's arm, that was the day when Dr. Anandi Joshi, she pledged in front of her husband that from this day onwards, I will study as hard as possible. I will do whatever is possible. I will do whatever is needed for me to become the doctor. This was the dream that she dreamt that day, and she fulfilled that dream. Now, to fulfill this dream, it was very difficult in those days. See, going through medical profession is very difficult right now also. So imagine in those days, it was 1860s when all these incidents were happening. Anandi Joshi and her husband were totally devoted towards making her doctor. But first of all, she completed her basic education and then both of them moved to Kolkata. In Kolkata, she decided to move ahead with her dream of becoming a doctor, and she tried to contact at several places so that she could enter the medicine field somehow. But she was not helped, she was not encouraged, and she was totally discouraged because she was from a very conservative Brahmin family of Maharashtra. However, there was a woman, Mrs. Carpenter in US, who saw her determination and she was ready to help her. This woman took personal interest in her case, and then she personally helped her to get admission into the Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania, which was one of the only 2 medical colleges in the world at that time. And when Anandi Joshi reached Pennsylvania, she completed her medicine degree in Western medicine. The course was for 2 years at that time. A 19-year-old Anandi reached US all by herself. Her husband was over here in India, and because it was very difficult for her to leave India in these conditions because there were so many people who were against her doing this. So before leaving the country, she made a final address. She made a final address at the Serampur College where she addressed the Hindus specifically and told them that if a woman from the Hindu community rose up, if a woman from the female community rose up and she became a doctor, then their mothers, their wives and their daughters could receive better kind of medical attention. And then she described her case. She described the case in which she lost her son, and everybody could empathize with her. Everybody understood that what she was saying was correct. And then not only did they support her move, they also gathered different kinds of arms. They also collected money to help her financially during her stay in US. And then with all these well wishes, she reached America, where she completed the degree in 2 years, and after 2 years she returned to India. And when she returned to India, she was received with great pomp and show and was appointed the Chief Medical Officer of the Women's Ward of Albert Edward Hospital in Kolhapur. However, despite all her struggles, despite all her achievement, it was unfortunate that even before reaching the age of 22, this lady, this brilliant star, she had to fade away. She succumbed to tuberculosis and she died before reaching the age of 22. Though she died at an early age, but this woman is an inspiration. This woman is an inspiration for you, for me, and for so many girls around the world, and so many girls in India specifically, who dream of becoming a great doctor one day, who dream of making their parents proud. So you people should absolutely adore this woman. You should absolutely feel inspired by this woman, and you should remember Dr. Anandi Joshi. So all the best for your exams and take care.